Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So we are going to be doing some more random singles matches starting today. So we are going to have a battle against Mell, another random person offline. So I do have two new Pokemon to bring to these games, the first of which is the Raikou, which we have seen before, though not for quite some time. The other is the Lunatone, which is a Pokemon I've never used before, and the rest are some Pokemon I've used here on Sword and Shield, though not for quite some time. So looking at the opponent's team, it looks very good. So, what do I want to lead with is the question, and I think we're just going to go with the Raikou, actually. And we'll see how that works out. So there she is, and she's going to lead with the Incineroar, so that's not too bad for me. So there is the Sabertooth, the Raikou. So I do have the pressure coming into play, and this thing is going to intimidate me to lower my attack. Not going to matter since I'm a purely special set. So I could just outright try to KO this thing. I am max special attack choice spec, but depending on the spread of this thing, I don't know if I can one-shot it. So I think I'm just going to play it safe and go for a Volt Switch here. So this thing's actually going to fake out. Okay, so that's going to get the chip on me and then the flinch. So I guess we're pretty much just right back to the same situation. I guess we're just going to click Volt Switch again here. And we'll see what she wants to do. Okay, so she's going to take the Volt Switch. We'll see how much it does. And it actually does about 2/3. So one of those super effective attacks may have been able to take it out. We don't know. But definitely wasn't prepared to make that risk so early. So I think we're just going to go ahead and come in with the Mantine here, the Black Manta. And she's going to Darkness Lariat. All right, so we'll see how much that does. And it does quite a lot, actually. It does about 2/3 to me, so that kind of sucks. I'm going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I guess the question would be, does she want to stay in or switch out here? And I don't know, actually. I think I'm actually going to make a prediction that she's going to switch, and we're going to click Roost here. And nope, she's going to stay in, so that sucks. So we're going to Roost, though, and that is going to put us back up to almost full. And she's going to Darkness Lariat again. So we should be able to take that, though not well. And a critical hit actually drops us down to 5 HP, so yikes, that sucks. Yeah, that did a truckload of damage, but we did just survive, which is nice. So I think we can't mess around with this thing. Just going to have to click Scald to try and take it out. And hopefully she doesn't switch, though maybe she will. But we'll find out. So, nope, she's going to switch. So, yeah, definitely playing some good switch games early. So, I'm going to come in with the Gardevoir, and that's definitely not good. No Trace, though. Okay, so that's actually good. So, good. This thing's going to take a Scald pretty well, actually. I'm only going to do about 1/3, and then I'm going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So, do I want to switch to try and save this thing is the question. I don't have a lot of great switch options, so I think we're just gonna stay in, and I think we're gonna just click Roost again and see what happens. And no, she's gonna outspeed me and just go for the Moonblast. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be enough to take me out from there, unfortunately, and that's gonna drop me to 5, and she's gonna take some Life Orb recoil damage there as well. So I think, what do we want to come in with here? I think we're going to go ahead and come in with the Rillaboom, actually. So yeah, we're going to do that. So we do get the Grassy Surge to set the grassy terrain up on the battlefield, which is good. So I think we really probably just have to play it safe here and click Grassy Glides. That's what we're going to do. We are max attack with a choice band, so she does stay in, and from that range, that'll definitely take this thing out. So that's going to drop her to 5, which is good. So, nice revenge kill there, and she's going to go ahead and come in with the Golisopod. So that is going to force us to switch, I believe. We don't want to take a first impressions, so what do we want to come in with is the question. We don't have a lot that wants to come in on a first impressions, unfortunately. I think the best option we have is the Bisharp, so we're going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the Bisharp. And she is going to first impressions, and we are max defense, so it does a little less than half, which is not terrible. Going to get some HP back on the grassy terrain, and I think we could try to set Stealth Rock. I think we don't really have anything else great to do to this thing, so I think we're just going to Stealth Rock. And we do outspeed, so going to get the Stealth Rock set up on her side of the field, which is not bad. And then she is going to leech life, so that is not quite enough to take us out, fortunately. We do survive and then get some HP back from the terrain. I think we really just have to stay in and Sucker Punch here to try and get as much damage as possible, so that's what we're going to do. And that is going to take this thing down by like a third. Then she's going to Aqua Jet in return, which she'll definitely finish us off from that range. So that's going to drop us to 4, and this thing is going to get some HP back from the grassy terrain, so not great. So I think we are... what do we want to do here? I think we want to come back in with the Raikou, actually. So that is what we're going to do. And we do get the pressure coming back into play. So, I think this time around, she doesn't have too many switch-ins, but I think we're just going to Volt Switch again, actually. And so this thing is going to Aqua Jet us, so that's not going to do a ton. We do take it pretty well, going to Volt Switch then, which will not quite be enough, actually, to take this thing out, unfortunately. Is going to trip the emergency exit on that thing, so actually she's going to have to show what she brings in first, which is actually good for us. So we will get the switch advantage. So it's going to be the Melodic. So I'm going to take that Stealth Rock damage, and then we are going to get some HP back with the grassy terrain. And actually, that's weird. Okay, so we actually didn't get the switch with Volt Switch there because of the emergency exit, I guess, which is kind of a shock to me. I didn't know that worked that way, so that's interesting. So yeah, I guess we're just going to click Volt Switch again. No reason not to. So yeah, that's interesting. So we're going to get... it's actually good for us, so we're going to get a Volt Switch on this thing, which is not quite enough to take it out, unfortunately. But we do get the pivot now. So I think we're going to want to come in here with the Rillaboom. So that's what we're going to do. So that is going to reset the grassy terrain with the Grassy Surge. So that's not bad. And we'll see what she goes for here. And it's going to be a Scald, so hopefully we don't get burned. That doesn't do too much damage, and we do not get burned, so that is good. And we're going to get some HP back there from the grassy terrain, so is she. And then also going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So based on the fact that we healed from the grassy terrain first, we should be faster. So I think we're actually just going to go ahead and click Knock Off here in case she decides to want to switch. Because that should do great damage to anything, and she is going to switch, so she's going to go ahead and come in with the Incineroar. So that's basically a fodder switch, I think, because this thing is going to take a lot of damage from the rocks, leaving it in the red. Does get the Intimidate to lower my attack, though, and then we are going to get the Knockoff. It is resisted, but we are max attack choice banned, and it is actually not enough to take this thing out, so that sucks. And then we do get HP back with the grassy terrain, so does she. Once again, we should be faster than this thing, so The only question is, what do I want to take a fake out with? And actually, I think, because she's probably going to fake out here, so I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to go ahead and switch into the Lunatone. So we're going to do that. So there is the duck face ready to go. And no, she's going to Drain Punch. Okay, so that's not great for us. So this thing is going to get some HP back from that. So that is not good, actually. And then it's going to regain some HP with the Grassy Terrain. So what do we want to click here is the question. And I think we are just going to go Earth Power here. I actually don't know who's going to outspeed who, but we do outspeed this thing, so that's good. We're going to hit it with an Earth Power, and that is going to be enough from that range to take this thing out, which is good. I believe that is going to drop her to 4. So yeah, that is definitely good for us. So she's going to go ahead and come in with the Melodic, and then she is going to take the Stealth Rock damage. So yeah, we are 4 on 4 right now. So I think we might want to come. How many turns do we have with Grassy Terrain left is the question. And we only have 1 left with Grassy Terrain, but I believe this thing is actually going to outspeed. So I think either way, we just have to switch into the Rillaboom, because if we don't, I believe this thing will outspeed us and take us out. So going to come back in with the Rillaboom, going to risk hopefully not getting burned. No, she's going to read the switch, though, and go for an Ice Beam, so that sucks. That's a good play for her. We're barely going to survive that in the red. Going to get some HP back with the Grassy Terrain, and then this thing is also going to get some HP back with the Leftovers, and then that'll be it for the Grassy Terrain. So yeah, it definitely did not work out the way we wanted. So I think we're just going to go ahead and click U-turn here. We are Choice Band max attack, so I think from this range it should be enough to get rid of this thing, or at least I hope. And so she is going to stay in, so we're going to find out, is it enough? And it is enough, so that's good. So we're going to get rid of that Melodic. That is great. That is going to drop her down to 3, and then we do get the switch. So what do we want to come in with here is the question, and I think we want to come back in with the Raikou, so that is what we're going to do. So we're going to come back in with that. Pressure is going to come back into play. So we'll see what she wants to bring in response then. And it is going to be the Alolan Ninetales, okay? So going to take that Stealth Rock damage, and then going to get the Snow Warning there to make it Hail. So I think this time around we're just going to, let's see here. I think this time around we are just going to go ahead and we're going to click Thunderbolt to try and get as much damage as possible. And no, this thing outspeeds us though, so we're going to take a Blizzard, and we do take the Blizzard. We survive in the red with 24 HP, which is great. Going to Thunderbolt in return to get rid of the Ninetales. So that is going to drop her down to 2 Pokemon. We're going to take the Hail damage and down to 14 HP, so we can take 1 more turn of Hail damage if need be. So she's going to come in with the Dragapult then. So going to take the Stealth Rock damage, and actually her last Pokemon aside from the Dragapult is going to be the, I think there's no reason to not just stand and click Thunderbolt here, so we're going to do that. And this thing is actually going to Sucker Punch us. Okay, so that's interesting. So Sucker Punch going to take us out there, and that is going to knock us down to 3. So her last Pokemon aside from that, as I was saying, I believe is the Golisopod, which will go down on a Stealth Rock switch in, so we really just have to get past the Dragapult. So I think what we want to do here actually is we want to come in with the Rillaboom. So that's what we're going to do, because we have to go ahead and execute our ace in the hole play with Hitmonlee. So in order to do that, we're going to have to put the Grassy Terrain up with the Rillaboom. So we do that. And then I think to get as much damage as possible, because this thing will definitely outspeed, we're just going to Grassy Glide. So we'll see what this thing wants to do. And no, she's going to Dynamax it. Okay, so that's not great. So going to go for the Dynamax. So there is the Dynamaxed Dragapult. Okay. So we're going to Grassy Glide. It is going to do a decent amount of damage, actually, taking it down to a little above half, but this thing is going to max Flutterby in return, which will definitely be enough to take us out from that range. So that is going to knock us down to 2 Pokemon, and this thing is going to take the hail damage again and then get some HP back from the grassy terrain, so that kind of cancels out. But it is time to go ahead and bring in Hitmon Bruce Lee. So we are going to do that, and we are going to get the Grassy Seed to pop to raise our defense, and then also trip the Unburden to double our speed. So that's what we're counting on here, and since she Dynamaxed, we're going to go ahead and Dynamax as well, and we're going to max Darkness here to try and hopefully take this thing out. So, and hopefully outspeed it as well. So we're going to find out. So there it is, the Dynamaxed Hitmonlee, ready to go. And we are going to outspeed thanks to that Unburden. We're going to hit the max Darkness, and that is going to be enough to get rid of the Dragapult from that range. So that is going to knock her down to just 1 Pokemon. And as I mentioned before, that last one, we are going to take the hail damage and then regain the HP with the grassy terrain, of course. That last Pokemon is going to be the Glossopod, which should be going down to the Stealth Rock damage on the switch-in. So there it is. And there it goes. And that is game. So we're going to win that one 2-0 against Mell, but that was a really good game, really fun too. So we get the league card and quit. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.